This is a Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson. You know, French President Francois Hollande is working very hard to talk up the potential of a military intervention in Mali. And this comes at a time when the West African states are seeking UN backing for a move that is very similar to this. President Hollande has expressed confidence that the UN is going to adopt some type of measure very shortly, and it's going to clear the way for West African-led military intervention in northern Mali. I think that his intent and his stature as the president of France is adding to this and creates a great opportunity for debate. I don't disagree with him at all, but I also view everything when it comes to military intervention not only through the prism of the individual suffering that it could cause or the freedom it could shine upon people's lives. I also view it in the form of political risk to the economic well-being of the people that it is intended to liberate. And my issue and my question is, how much and in what form are the benefits, the fruits of French capitalism going to rain down on the Mali people, the people of northern Mali, when the dust settles from such a military intervention? And this is a good question. The military part is the easiest part. There's going to be a winner. There's going to be a loser. There's going to be a loser that is on the other side of the United Nations, and the intent of the West African-led military forces are going to overwhelm those who seek to combat them. Of this I have no doubt. So then the question is, how do you create an economically secure area that foreign direct investors will be attracted to, will invest in, will participate in, business will go to, and people's lives will be improved? This is a question that Mr. Hollande has not answered, and I don't believe he actually has a clear-cut vision at this point. Once again, I do believe that his intent is correct, that something needs to be done, and in fact, he's the only Western leader really talking up this situation and trying to do something about it. And Mr. Hollande has named security as among the major priorities for cooperation among the Mediterranean states. And his intent as to trying to resolve this chaos in Mali is absolutely commendable. And I do think that Western nations have a role to play where you have problems in undeveloped countries that have great potential, like Mali does. And I honestly believe that there is an opportunity for foreign direct investment that is substantial once the dust settles. I think what foreign direct investors should certainly do is pay close attention to this particular issue, follow closely the UN's actions, follow closely the Western African nations as far as their military intervention, track the settling of any potential military conflict, and then look very, very strongly at the prospect of foreign direct investment in Mali. I think once things tamp down, and it is clear that the French want them to tamp down, because I think the French see a great economic opportunity for their own foreign direct investors, American foreign direct investors will have a roadmap to follow that will enable them to participate in the economic well-being of Mali, which is something that we all are hoping for. Now, there is one other side note to this, as there always is, and that is the problems that the EU is having. And since France is a member of the EU, what are the politics of this going to be? Is there going to be a great outcry that's going to derail a substantial French involvement economically in Mali because of the EU problems? There will. My response to this is that there always will be somebody complaining. There always will be somebody that is justified in complaining. However, the big picture requires that you need to put things in a particular order and address them one at a time. And when you have human suffering, that trumps money in all cases. And however, you must also realize that money in certain situations can prevent human suffering. Money will enable you to feed people, provide them housing, provide them economic opportunity. And these things will stabilize a country and enable foreign direct investment to be productive and hopefully, in many cases, risk-free. You will not have a risk-free road in Mali once the dust settles, but you will be able to have an opportunity. And if Hollande's whole concept is to create economic opportunity for the people of Mali and foreign direct investors in his own country that will provide a roadmap to foreign direct investors here in the United States, I support this approach. I support this move. I support his goals. The policy needs to be more clear and laid out better. However, it's pretty obvious what the intent is here. And as far as those in the EU who would scoff at any French investment in this situation in Mali, I say to them, you need to look at the big picture. And the same thing applies to foreign direct investors in the United States who will look at this and say, well, it's not going to happen. It's an inopportune time for the EU. The big picture dictates that you look past the problems that you have now in your backyard and look towards the future, which Mr. Hollande is doing, and I give him great praise for doing so. This has been the Thompson Cast. I am Mel Thompson.